众欢迎回来啊！第一场比赛 ，Snake 在正常玩耍以后呢，
哎，确实是玩耍了一阵子，然后后面就刚才也是形容，就他好像突然睡醒，打了个哈欠之后，
就我觉得最完美的形容就是。
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LPL's coverage in English here on Twitch TV of the Demacia Cup tournament. It's separate from LPL and LSPL. It's a tournament all its own, the big bracket full of the best teams in China. And to start things off, we're going to have a best-of-3 series between Ray and Snake. You can see their logos up there on the stream, and that is the best-of-3 series we're casting here tonight. I'm Rapid, I'm here with Nero, and we're into game number 2, or at least we will be here. That's what's coming up between Ray versus Snakes. Very even game, full of turnarounds and upsets and turret dives and all kinds of awesome stuff, but Snake looking very, very strong off of an incredible performance from their AD carry fan-to-fan, whose frontline Kog'Maw did more work than, honestly, the rest of the team combined.
Yeah, I'm just so impressed with the Kog'Maw. On the other hand, this Leona was doing a good job too, but Copy and Flander, there was one of the best synergies I could have expected them to come out with, but they didn't really go for them. I didn't really see the Yasuo jumping in with a ball on himself and going for the Shockwave last breath combo. That is really scary, but I didn't really see it coming out. It was just Kog'Maw. He cleaned up before they actually managed to pull it off.
The biggest thing that at least I'm looking forward to is seeing Fan2Fan out there in action again. He had his Draven banned against him last time, and so we'll see if he gets either Draven or Kog'Maw, because I'm just imagining they're both going to be pretty good. So, nice to see these two teams play. I think the last time you would have seen Snake out onto the Rift was either in the TGA tournament where they went undefeated, got first place, and won like 100,000 yuan. And then I think they also played in a different tournament. I can't remember. It was IET this year where they got second place. So pretty good to see at least Snake with some professional competitive play, but Ray, they're actually looking too good, or pretty good, even though they haven't had their fair share of tournament play out there yet.
Yeah, so we'll see how the bans actually turn out, because what do you do with this Kog'Maw? What do you do with this fan-to-fan? If you take away a Draven, and he's owning you with a Kog'Maw, so what? Do you take away the Kog'Maw and the Draven? And then check out if he can own you with another AD carry? What do they want to do with him? Are they gonna camp the bottom lane 24/7 right now? Well, definitely Ray have a lot of time to think about their strategies, because they need to work on it.
Well, I'm thinking about strategies. The big thing that they lacked that game, that Ray lacked, was the ability to dive the AD carry, or at least enough damage to be able to kill him off. I mean, Lulu is not a super high damage mid laner. She has 2 damaging spells, and they just weren't enough to kill off Kog'Maw, even when he was in the first in the front line. So they got to find an answer to Fan2Fan. I want to say that's going to come from the mid lane, but at the same time, you're going to be looking for a little bit more. So Copy's mid that game was actually pretty strong, but I want to say that yeah, or forget who their mid laner was that game, because they're using different names than we were given for rosters. So I think the commentators are actually voting, casting their votes right now for who they think are going to win, but I can't be too sure about that. We'll see who winds up with a stronger pick once we hop into picks and bans. Of course, we're going to take a little bit longer to do that, but they should be coming right up.
Yeah, and actually, talking about Snake, they had a little bit of struggles in the early game, so, well, Ray, if they can come up with a really good early game and then not let this AD carry ramp up so quickly, they might actually get a game themselves. They had a huge lead in the turrets early on, which is very important. They could have even gone for some Baron right then, but they actually lost some fights, and that is unfortunate. So they just need to steer away from Colin, so he can't turn around the dives with his solar flares, and then just not let Fan2Fan get dead. And look at that, they skipped the picks and bans and we are in the game already.
颠覆传统的感觉，比赛英雄联盟比赛也播了2、3年，然后第一次看到没有看 ban pick 的英雄联盟比赛，
这样让人家还以为是打一个匹配，
也是有点醉。来看一下，
还有维恩，我的天，卡萨丁，我这很好奇他们是搬了一个
发生什么事了？卡萨丁还让到
卡萨丁都被
拿卡萨
放
丁
出来了，
而且拿到了卡萨丁加布隆。
对，
他们这里仅仅是为了拿一个凯尔吧？
他们这是搬了什么东西？
不知道，
我不知道为什么没有看版本。
没关系，没关系，算了吧。这个也现在后悔也没有用。Snake 这个阵还是跟上一场的核心还蛮像，就是女坦、皇子跟发条都在。
对。
多了一个换了一个卢锡安，然后多了一个天使，感觉更可怕。那
不过说实话，Snake 这个阵容依然很好打。
对，
而且
I'm really sad at the moment, that's all I can say, because we didn't get to see the picks and bans and we didn't get to see the bans. There's no Kog'Maw right now, so what? Does it mean that Ray really banned out the Kog'Maw and the Draven?
不过对瑞来说的话，就你究竟卡萨丁你能滚不滚得到雪球？你滚到的话，这场也许你有点机会。但你维恩，我觉得维恩这个选角还是冒险了点。干嘛？
有一个重点是在于，就是维恩在这个阵容里面是完全没有
没有空间输出啊，
完全没有空间，因为对方任何一个点的技能蹭到你都受不了。
对啊，皇子。
就如果你说4个人的话，其实我倒认为是5个人，就你单挑要打不奥巴马。
对。
然后凯尔给你个 Q 你就废了，皇子1 Q 你就废了，奥利安娜 QW 你就废了。这里一团。
过来这个入侵，这入侵是被对方反向包夹。
闪现，他闪现干嘛了？
这想干嘛？
知道。死亡闪现，这
强行送一波。
这一开始想偷对方蓝，被对方5个人从背后包抄，然后菊花大开就歪，
给了个点燃。
这个你不是死了吗？这待会投给谁的问题？
不是，我倒觉得这个应该给凯尔，因为至少多个祝福多了。
对的。
And it's Copy who got both of them. He's got so much gold at the moment. He'll be doing so well in the middle lane when he comes back and gets this early advantage of a Castin. And actually, it is a Castin. We have seen the Castin bans for a lot of times in the LPL. And here he comes out. So we'll get to see if he's still the big monster that can just devour your middle lane. And actually, he has the level advantage already.
Minor tech issues are fixed. It's no longer just Nero on the stream. And while we hop through some lag issues, incredible early game for Copy. He was able to just crush through. It was actually double ignites used there, and that is probably something we should put out. Usually mid laners and supports will both bring defensive summoners. Usually it's heal for the mid lane and exhaust for the support, but they both bring an ignite, and those ignites perfectly used here in this early game, at least for Snake. So very impressive. It's still Kassadin, so you're still gonna have to watch out for his scaling over the course of the game, but Snake looking very good early on. Oh, and look at 007. 007 is gonna get slowed out here. Where's the knockup? He gets knocked up before he can hit his turret. There's gonna be the auto attacks coming down at Snake with a 3rd kill on to Copy. 3-0 Orianna at 3 minutes into the game.
Well, actually, the 2-0 was quite okay, but now I think that Kale could have got this kill because Kale needs to ramp up really quickly and then she's gonna be really scary, especially after the nerfs. So she's a little bit slowed down in getting the power spike.
It's going to be a little bit slower, but it's still going to be there. And when you're this far ahead with fan to fan and Colin proxying the top 2 turrets, this is huge for fan to fan. Ray's still going to go for their very early dragon strat, though, and it looks like it's going to work out 2 for 2.
Yeah, it probably is because there's no ward coverage at all coming up from Snake. But if there was some ward coverage, I think that it would have been a slaughter right there. This Javan just jumping in, getting the smite most probably. But look at that. LAG actually losing a lot of health.
But Matt's actually juggling that dragon ridiculously well, and there's the smite, so good early dragon take there by Ray. They'll actually come back to within 500 gold of the lead here, so good play by them trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, but when Snake realized they lost this dragon, they will most probably take the top turret and just farming everything up. No problem. Even the golems right there. So, yeah, fan to fan is gonna be once again quite scary. Having such a huge lead over Vayne that has a solo lane too in the bottom lane. It's quite a big deal.
Copy. Kassadin known for having a traditionally weak early game, and Copy with those 3 kills. I can't imagine that 007's thinking too many good, happy thoughts to himself right now. The Leona Lucian combo is going to be able to wave clear top lane incredibly quickly thanks to the Zenith Blade proccing all the minions, and then Piercing Light just proccing them once again. Of course, mid lane's where most of the action's shaping up. This time 007's got 2 bodyguards as WDZ and LHG come in, at least to give him some moral support, trying to keep him in the game.
Yeah, so Ray, they had the early game dominance in the previous game, and then they lost later on. But right now, if Snake have the early dominance, I'm afraid of what's to come. But yeah, Matt does have this Braum for himself, so the ultimates might be really good.
I certainly hope they are really good. That's what Ray are going to need. They do have the late game from Vayne Kassadin, and maybe that's just what they were hoping for. Take it late, and then they win off of champion picks. But to be honest, Flander and Reborn have some alternate ideas. Miss of the knock-up there by Reborn, and Ray can actually turn this one around. They've got Mad coming in from behind, and a lot of damage coming out there from Woyue. Almost going down there, but he dodged the knock-ups, though. Good job.
Yeah, and actually, even though he didn't get knocked up, he lost a lot of health from these abilities, so he's really squishy. If someone once again goes for him, and look at that, Ray once again going for the 4-man gang. They are on it, but yeah, it's weird to see the teams changing up the comp so much, because Snake was going for the late game in the previous one, now they're going for the early. And then Ray was going for the early, and now they're going for the late game. So a little bit of a diversity coming up from teams.
Mad missing that Winter's Bite probably means that Ray should just go for this turret takedown. And yeah, there's the minions going to finish it off. They'll keep pushing down this bottom lane. They land the Winter's Bite onto Flander. There's more damage coming out. They get the stun in. The brush ignites down, but Flander flashing out. He'll be safe and sound. Not sure why Woyue was that far forward. He dives underneath the turret, tanks a shot, and will die. The re-engage gonna get the knock-up onto LHG. Flash in there by Colin. The blade lands, and he's gonna get the explosion from the shield for the kill onto Lee Sin. WDZ getting knocked up and taken down. One more auto attack there, and yeah, it's Reborn. No, Colin draws his 2nd kill down there in that bottom lane. So Snake off to a 6-1 start in 8 minutes.
Yeah, so Copy getting 3 kills early on, but who cares about your mid laner? Is the support who's gonna be the beast. And once again, Colin being this big guy in Snake's lineup, once again preventing the dives from happen for Ray, and once again getting the kills. Now that's going to be big, but well, he stole the kills from a jungler. Once again, a little bit of a bad kill distribution coming out from Snake. 1 kill could have gone to Kale earlier on, now 1 kill could have gone to
I don't know. I think that's pretty good kill distribution. I mean, Colin's getting in there. He's the engage, and he's also the cleanup. When the rest of the carry lineup from Snake can't get there, he's just diving in. I mean, he's just the support. So now on a killing spree at 3-0-1, he actually has a better score than Copy, who started the game at 3-0. So pretty impressive play there by Snake's support. Colin, we'll see if he can continue to cleanse the rest of Team Ray's. Coming back again on the WDZ, gonna try to take him out. He'll try to block the body slam and can't quite get around the fat man. WDZ making it out.
Yeah, still 3 levels advantage in favor of Colin right there. And yep, he's losing out a little bit in the CS to his mid laner, but he gets 2 more kills and it will be okay. But fan to fan, having such a strong support will actually once again be a good thing for the AD carry.
Mid lane turret will go down. 2nd one of the game there for Snake. So big rotations by both teams, but Rays have primarily been defensive. After mid lane got crushed, they're like, all right, we got to take care of mid lane. Always have 3 people mid. Try and help 007 out. But LHG actually with the ward jump over the wall. Playing this very, very defensively as the siege continues. Snake up in that mid lane trying to chunk down the 2nd tier turret.
Defensively, that's the word. Right there. And yeah, Snake will be trying to get this in a turn, but is it the right decision? It's really early in the game and they are just trying to go for the sieges. They should be looking for a little bit more of an advantage before they go for the
dive. It's gonna come out here as Mad and LHG try for the engage, but I think Snake were kind of baiting that. They're overextending underneath the turret and just begging Ray to come fight them. I don't think Ray are too eager to do that, though, so should see them play a little bit passively from here on out.
And this Vayne should stick to the back lines, because once he stepped out a little bit too far and got destroyed. So once again, when I see him a little bit too far from the back lines, I'm really afraid for this AD carry of Ray.
Oh, WDZ is going to get jumped on. There's the flash out, the culling through the minion wave, but a nice avoidance of that death there by WDZ. Last time he was working with a Giant's belt. This time it's just double Doran's rings. And he's down 37 CS versus Flander. Kragus is not going to be having too much of a party time. The command shockwave onto the Vayne. Woi, try to take some pages out of Fan to Fan's book, and it's just domination from Snake. They dive through the jungle, dumpster the bottom lane, and Snake just have all the moves looking for Dragon off the back of that.
Yeah, so that's what I said. If the Wei is a little bit too far from the backlines, he gets caught, he gets demolished. Copy trying to look for the Cassidy. Won't get him though, and the Dragon is already kicked off, and well, Snake getting even more gold, so that's what I meant. They need to find some picks and a Dragon maybe, and now they can go for the big pushes on the inner turrets.
I honestly thought we were going to see Copy as like the super hard carry Orianna, because he started out with 3-0, but he hasn't really had that big of an impact on the game. And honestly, it's been Colin, who has almost perfect kill participation, 6 out of 8. Only missing 2 there, so... command, or not the command shockwave to follow up. I was getting really scared that Copy was just going to shockwave 007 after the Zenith Blade connected, but shockwave's down, so no worries just yet.
Yeah, and the ball was on completely other side of the fight. Oh, but yeah, we're kind of trying to come back in the CS, but still this Lucian getting the proxy farm in the top lane was just too much. And now he's leading in gold by a little bit at least.
Yeah, so Snake has proven themselves, like you said, crushed TGA, the Giant Amateur Tournament. They're doing very, very well in LSPL right now. And I need to correct a little bit of what I said earlier. I mentioned that Snake were in the International Esports Tournament, IET, but they're actually in the amateur version of that, where they picked up 2nd place, so not quite up there with the pros. Now it's Colin going in again, probably will be going down, but the biggest solar flare of his life, keep him in there, and he's gonna stay alive. He flashes the Winter's Bite, and Colin, with the biggest plays of the entire team, he's still in there. How do you survive? He's taking lessons from Fan to Fan on how to keep alive.
Yeah, that was incredible, and that's what I said. Colin is just having his solar flares. It's incredible every single time in the previous game, right now. And once again, Snake coming out on top. Well, Colin, he's my god of the supports.
I thought it was going to be Copy, but Copy's going to have to copy Colin at this rate. 3-0-6 now. Keeping up with those kill participations. Got in there, went in at the 3-man solar flare. Oh my gosh, they're diving in onto Yue again. This time, oh, Reborn gets condemned into the wall. There's Winter's Bite to stun him out as well. Reborn behind enemy alliance, nobody there to save him.
Yeah, a little bit too far right there, but still going for Yue and taking so much of his health, no problem.
A Rod of Ages completed on Kassadin's a pretty big power spike for him. Of course, it's not one now, it's one when it keeps scaling up, and that's effective. But something tells me, oh, look at Fan to Fan. What's that? He's diving, 2nd tier turret. Pretty par for the course. And there's Colin coming in from behind, helping out Fan to Fan. Colin, very, very tanky. He's got that face of the mountain to keep him safe. As a shield there as well. Flander taking out the 2nd tier bottom lane turret. And something tells me Fan to Fan's about to go back in. There's Colin with a solar flare on to Mad. Got a Flander to try to clean this one up. Some nice blocking out there by WDZ, but he's actually going to fall as Colin continues his rampage. Not only helping himself out in the assist department, but giving Fan to Fan his 5th kill of the game.
We don't really have the MVP popping up at the end of the game, but Colin should get them all of the points. He should be at the top of the standing.
I am beyond impressed with this guy. And not even Colin, but like just the duo lane. Game 1, it was Fan to Fan. Game 2, it's Colin. The bottom half of the map just belongs to Snake, no matter which way you want to slice the cake.
No, I'm really interested in the games that they are gonna play later on in the bracket, because I don't really see Ray coming back in this game. 10k gold lead, and it's 15th minute in the game. One of the biggest leads. And I've seen for quite a long time.
Yeah, now the winner of this matchup, the best of 3 between Ray versus Snake, will face off against the winner of our second best of 3 of the night. That's RM versus LGD. RM, another one of the LSPL teams, and LGD, well, you guys get to see them possibly 3 days a week, but they're up there in LPL. Still the heavy favorites. But first we got to make it through, decide the winner of Snake versus Ray, and this point around, it's looking like Snakes are pretty good. Colin, though, gonna get kicked back into 3 people. The Nth Blade gets him off the wall. There's Solar Flare. Shields on top of Shields. Command Shockwave still gonna land, but Colin will finally fall. And now Copy forced to flash away. He's got 3 people on him. Explosive Cast. There's the knockup. He's gonna stay alive until the barrel explodes there. Rollout's gonna land there for Gragas, and WDZ finds himself a kill. Reborn's gonna go down there. It's 3-0. Ray with the team fight win, and Snake just file in 1 by 1. Getting picked off, Ray with the advantage.
Yeah, a little bit of a throw, but it was all because they went in one after another. Well, the support just counting out so deep in the jungle of Ray, and the inner turret in the middle, actually it is down. I didn't expect it to be down. That's weird. What?
Oh, look at Fan to Fan. Fan to Fan just half health Kassadin over the wall. So, I don't think anybody's too scared of Kassadin right now, but maybe Fan to Fan needs to learn something from the rest of the team. He turns around for the culling, but can't quite find the kill, and actually jumps in for the flash. Holy, what the Fan to Fan? Gets in there, can't find the kill, but still going incredibly aggressive. At this point, he's kind of all in, wants that dash back over the wall, and actually Kale's here with the intervention. Fan to Fan's got the invulnerability if he wants it, needs to find that Kale. Colin's gonna dive through the turret. He's got the intervention down. Fan to Fan's still alive. He can't die until LHG gets on and takes his life, but there's the flash in from Colin for the BM. Drops the ignite, the shield just barely enough. Safeguard gets LHG back to base alive, but at this point Snake are diving the base. They're gonna take out the base turrets, and that'll be an exposed inhibitor as 007 Rift walks into the team. A missed command Shockwave, and there's the explosive cast. Colin's gonna go down there. Snaker overstand their welcome. They're just gonna drop 1 by 1. Copy's gonna go down off the chase, and it's a 4-0 exchange. Ray finding team fight win after team fight win.
It was a 5 for something. I don't know how many kills Snake got right there, but they lost all of their members. A little bit of a throw, but is it really? Because they lose the kills, they still got the base turret. They don't really care. They treat it as a 1 game already. I think that it's a little bit of a mistake. They should be a little bit more careful, but, well, Fan is looking for something.
Well, there's the culling coming out. Gonna get blocked out by Mad, but Fan to Fan might be biting off a little bit more than he can chew. He's gonna get jumped on there. Mad flashing away, though. And Fan to Fan kind of feeling himself. He's not quite as fed as he was last game, and he'll be going down. 1-0 off of a little bit of an over-aggressive push off a Dragon.
Alright, so stepping into the enemy's jungle once and losing 3 members, and then jumping into their base and losing 5 members should be enough to understand that they cannot die anymore, because they might actually throw the game. But no, Fan to Fan is still going in. So yeah, the mindset, they also need to work on that, because they are overconfident at the moment, and the goal lead decreased to about 4k at the right now. So Ray close to coming back.
I feel like some people might say that Fan to Fan is a really aggressive carry. I feel like that's somewhat of an understatement with the way he's been playing this game. And now actually 007 getting the catch in onto Flander. Colin's there. He's going to be looking for the counter engage. Flander walks back on to that glacial fissure. He's going to ult himself, but he's 1v5 right now. Snake's got to get some people here as Copy looks for the command shockwave. He's got the ball, pulls in Mad and LHG, but just look at Woyue getting chunked out as he flashes away. Reborn going to go looking in for more fight. Gets 3 in the command dissonance as he jumps on them with the cataclysm, but Snake actually turning this fight around, makes it a 2-for-2. Keeps Copy and Fan to Fan alive, and fan-to-fan living through these fights is more than Ray can ever hope to be able to stop.
Yeah, Reborn actually staying alive at such a low health bar. But yeah, fan-to-fan once again staying alive. This Vayne was on top of him. He even used the Blade of the Rune King and tried to get him down as quickly as possible. No, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, Snake still having a little bit of an advantage. And it was a 2v4 at the very beginning. Ended up with a 4v5 in the end, I think. And still Snake coming out on top with such a numbers disadvantage.
Still, Ray making these fights at least as even as they can. Gragas still pretty irrelevant, down 70 CS to Flanders Kale. But Ray have been winning team fights. The only problem is they've been winning them off of Snake just wildly overextending. So theoretically, in the straight up 5v5, Snake still with the advantage. Have yet to pull off their big AoE wombo combo between Cole Copy and Reborn. So we'll see if they can finally get that down. As both teams position for Baron.
And that is where the most throws happen. So Snake, they have to be extremely careful. But then, if they're going for the Baron, they will have the full team right there. So in a 5v5 team fight, I still think that they come out on top.
Still have to watch out for the scaling. I mean, we're 20 minutes in. It feels like we're 40 minutes in just because of how strong Snake are. But Ray themselves start to get some power from the mid lane, from the AD. 3-1-5 on Kassadin after he was in lane against a 3-0 Orianna. That's pretty impressive to me, to see how he's not even that far down in CS. He's 60 CS down, but he's got the kills to back it up, even with 5 assists as well for extra gold. And he's looking for Zanya's Hourglass coming out next.
I'm not even worrying much about the Kassadin, but I saw Woyue jumping into the team fight the previous time. He is already dealing a lot of damage, so this Vayne will be ramping up, and this may be dangerous for Snake. They are trying to get this inhibitor down. Will it work out, though?
Will it work out? I feel like Snake probably have plenty of Vayne counters if she starts to get too annoying. Right now, they're just trying to body block for each other and put some damage down on to the middle inhibitor. It's going to go down there. A couple more auto attacks, and Copy is the one to take it out. Snake will take themselves out of the base. This time, not willing to overextend. Looking for that second tier top lane turret.
Yeah, I'm not willing to overextend, but they actually go in between the turrets and want to look for a fight.
There is the solar flare zoning out. Vayne dodging that Zenith Blade. Still going to be there in the back. He's living. Woyue stays alive. The command shockwave. No, don't do it. Copy. It's too much damage. WDZ, they're going to get the culling in the back and get taken down. 4-for-1 exchange. Copy finally showing up in that team fight with the biggest shockwave of the game.
Yeah, the biggest shockwave of the game. And fan-to-fan once again. I don't know if you have seen this misplay coming out of Ray. But they were just, with 3 people, they were going for a Kale with an intervention, while fan-to-fan was standing there and hitting them all the time. Why would you always go for an invulnerable target if you have an AD carry next to him? They were just standing there and literally attacking the intervention Kale. That makes no sense at all.
And that's all about the shot calling. It's call the Kale when you can catch her out, but then you need to switch the shot call to damage fan-to-fan. He was the one that started the fight, finished the fight there with that culling. Looking very, very strong. Once again, 8-2-6. A little bit of a rougher time for Colin as he's picked up 3 deaths off of his deathless first 15 minutes of the game. But he's got those 11 assists. Still helping out his carry.
So they will be looking to finish off the game finally, I think. Because Snake, well, they once again might go for the throws, might get caught in the jungle. But this time around, they've got so many kills in the previous fight. They've got this inhibitor in the middle lane. So if they want to go for the picks once again and win the singular fights, they will lose their base to the super minions.
Super minions. Yeah, they're only pushing in through the mid lane, so top lane still left unscathed. Still looking for those the rotation to come back in. Flanders gonna draw the aggro. He flashes in for the command shockwave, but it's only Matt that gets taken out right now. Oh, the dunks down and the culling from behind. Taken out Woyue. He's going to go down there, and Colin's just diving behind enemy line. Save it, Private Colin, because he is going to dive as deep as he needs to pick up these kills. And yeah, Ray just can't do anything about this. The push in through the base, Snake finally able to find the crack that they were looking for. Mid lane, bottom lane, and now top lane inhibitors will fall. Snake with 3 inhibs down. Look to take out Ray. The re-engage, get the knockup onto Cassidy. Perfect Zanya's timing there. But will he be able to rift walk himself back out to safety? There's Braum ultimate. Snake staying in the base. They still want to fight this. WDZ's in the front line. Dive back down. Gets the knockup onto Woyue. He's dropping down very low. And oh no, fan to fan. Don't do it. Too much damage to come out there. Woyue, LHG, and WDZ all going down. And Snake will take down game number 2. The 2-0 victory over Ray.
It's a huge one, and fan to fan getting 11-1 with a Kog'Maw, then 10-2 on Illusion. He's just a beast AD carry, and having such a huge support next to you, well, this is one of the best bottom lanes that I have seen. It's just incredible. And talking about the mechanical proficiency of the Chinese AD carries, here you go. You can stay alive in the front. That is something that you don't see too often.
Well, keep in mind, this is what we talked about coming into the team, or coming into this series, is that Snake are actually a team that have proven themselves several times. They won the TGA tournament, then they came into LSPL. They were invited into that after a dominant performance, and they wound up continuing their success. Now, I think currently in third, 3-4-1. Being their score, a total of 10-6 in map score. So they're just looking good, a great team, and I'm looking to see that match up against the winners of the next best of 3. We'll be coming your way in about 30 minutes. It's RM. They'll be playing up against LGD. So RM maybe need a little bit of introduction, but we'll take care of that, and of course introduce their opponents in LGD. Talk about that best of 3 when we come back. Of course, it'll be a little bit of an extended break, so don't go anywhere. Of course, this is do you have something to say, Nero?
Yeah, it's not gonna be the big extended break like an LPL, the 1 hour, so don't really go anywhere. It should be up in about 15 minutes or even less.
Yeah, so 15-20 minutes until our second best of 3. We'll give you all the details about that when we get there. So stick around. Once again, this is the Chinese League of Legends scene broadcast in English here on Twitch, brought to you in part by Gosu Gamers and Games in Asia. So while the commentators are waving around cards, we'll head off to a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you once we hop into picks and bans. Of course, we're going to take a little bit longer to do that, but they should be coming right up.
Yeah, and actually, talking about Snake, they had a little bit of struggles in the early game. So, well, Ray, if they can come up with a really good early game and then not let this AD carry ramp up so quickly, they might actually get a game themselves. They had a huge lead in the turrets early on, which is very important. They could have even gone for some Baron right then, but they actually lost some fights, and that is unfortunate. So they just need to steer away from Colin, so he can't turn around the dives with his solar flares, and then just not let fan to fan get fed. And look at that, they skipped the picks and bans, and we are in the game already.
然后第一次看到没有看 ban pick 的英雄联盟比赛，
这样让人家还以为是打一个匹配，
也是有点醉。来看一下，
还有维恩，我的天，卡萨丁，我这很好奇他们是搬了一个
发生什么事了？卡萨丁还让到
卡萨丁都被放出来了，
而且拿到了卡萨丁加布隆。
对，
他们这里仅仅是为了拿一个凯尔吧？
他们这是搬了什么东西？
And then check out if he can own you with another AD carry. What do they want to do with him? Are they gonna camp the bottom lane 24/7 right now? Well, definitely Ray have a lot of time to think about their strategies because they need to work on it.
Well, I'm thinking about strategies. The big thing that they lacked that game, that Ray lacked, was the ability to dive the AD carry, or at least enough damage to be able to kill him off. I mean, Lulu is not a super high damage mid laner. She has 2 damaging spells, and they just weren't enough to kill off Kog'Maw, even when he was in the first in the front line. So they got to find an answer to fan. I want to say that's going to come from the mid lane, but at the same time, you going to be looking for a little bit more. So Copy's mid that game was actually pretty strong, but I want to say that, forget who their mid laner was that game, because they're using different names than we were given for rosters. So I think the commentators are actually voting, casting their votes right now for who they think are going to win, but I can't be too sure about that. We'll see who winds up with a stronger pick.
Actually managed to pull it off.
The biggest thing that at least I'm looking forward to is seeing Fan to Fan out there in action again. He had his Draven banned against him last time, and so we'll see if he gets either Draven or Kog'Maw, because I'm just imagining they're both going to be pretty good. So nice to see these two teams play. I think the last time you would have seen Snake out onto the Rift was either in the TGA tournament where they went undefeated, got first place, and won like 100,000 yuan. And then I think they also played in a different tournament. I can't remember. It was IET this year where they got second place. So pretty good to see at least Snake with some professional competitive play, but Ray, they're actually looking too good, or pretty good, even though they haven't had their fair share of tournament play out there yet.
Yeah, so we'll see how the bans actually turn out, because what do you do with this Kog'Maw? What do you do with this fan to fan? If you take away a Draven and he's owning you with a Kog'Maw, so what? Do you take away the Kog'Maw and the Draven? And
it's separate from LPL and LSPL. It's a tournament all its own. The big bracket full of the best teams in China. And to start things off, we're going to have a best-of-3 series between Ray and Snake. You can see their logos up there on the stream, and that is the best-of-3 series we're casting here tonight. I'm Rapid, I'm here with Nero, and we're into game number 2, or at least we will be here. That's what's coming up between Ray versus Snakes. Very even game, full of turnarounds and upsets and turret dives and all kinds of awesome stuff, but Snake looking very, very strong off of an incredible performance from their 80 carry Fan to Fan, whose frontline Kog'Maw did more work than, honestly, the rest of the team combined.
yeah, I'm just so impressed with the Kog'Maw. On the other hand, this Leona was doing a good job too, but Copy and Flander, there was one of the best synergies I could have expected them to come out with, but they didn't really go for them. I didn't really see the Yasuo jumping in with a ball on himself and going for the shockwave last breath combo. That is really scary, but I didn't really see it coming out. It was just Kog'Maw. He cleaned up before they actually...
各位观众，欢迎回来啊！第一场比赛，Snake在正常玩耍以后呢，
哎，确实是玩耍了一阵子，然后后面就刚才也是形容，就他好像突然睡醒，打了个哈欠之后，
就我觉得最完美的形容就是。
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LPL's coverage in English here on Twitch TV of the Demacia Cup tournament.